Sabili Academy presents Islam Step by Step, Course 2, Your Faith, Sheikh Ibrahim Zaidan.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Welcome to Islam Step by Step, and with the belief in the last day, the hereafter, and the benefits of believing in the last day. What are some of the benefits to believe in the last day? As we are that this is an essential thing. For a person's salvation, we have to believe in the last day, to believe in Allah and the last days and the pillars of Al-Iman. The benefit of believing in the last day in this world is very clear. Why? Because it makes a person the real person that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created him to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us to worship Him alone, seeking rewards from Allah in the hereafter. Makes a person fear Allah. Makes a person love Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the perfect love. To hope for the rewards from Allah. To be obedient to Allah. To be righteous. Because to be righteous is not going to be something that is depending on how people are treating us or how life is for us. To be righteous in the absolute sense. This life is not about rewarding one another. This life is about seeking rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. If people have disputes, if they believe in the hereafter, their disputes will be totally different. We will have less disputes in this life. We will have less bloodshed on the face of earth if people believe in Allah and believe in the last day. So for the individual benefit, there are great benefits. To be righteous and all the different acts of obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be established. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran that one of the wisdom behind the hereafter, when the disbelievers, they denied that belief, when they disbelieved in the hereafter, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, لِيُبَيِّنَ لَهُمُ الَّذِي يَخْتَلِفُونَ فِيهِ وَلِيَعْلَمَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّهُمْ كَانُوا كَاذِبِينَ. Which means, for these disbelievers, for the matter to be clear in the Day of Judgment, that the things that people differed among themselves in this life, it becomes clear for them in the hereafter. Every single differences, whether it's between the believers and the disbelievers, the believers among themselves, the truth of the detailed matters, of the small matters, the major ones, disputes in this life, everything will be clear in the Day of Judgment, what was right and what was wrong. We have this in the Quran and in the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. But also, وَلِيَعْلَمَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا, and for the disbelievers to know that they were liars. Some of them, they know that there are liars in this life, but for the matter to be clear, because as mentioned before, al-batil or falsehood can be established on the face of earth and it's still to be batil, it's still falsehood. Falsehood is falsehood, even if the entire humanity is upon it. It continues to be falsehood. But for the falsehood to be apparent and to be clear as falsehood, this is something that happens on the face of earth, but it will happen in the perfect way in the hereafter. And the truth will continue to be the truth, whether people they accept it or not. But in the hereafter, things will become very clear. The same concept that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah Al-Fatiha, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Malik Yawmiddin. He's the owner of the Day of Judgment. He's the king in the Day of Judgment. He's the owner of all things, and He's the king of all kings in this life. But some people, they deny this in this life that we live in. That's why the Day of Judgment, nobody will be able to deny this. So this is a great wisdom by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when it comes to the hereafter. Great wisdom and benefits as a result of that makes one's decision is according to that belief. And there are many examples in the life of the companions of radiallahu anhum that their decisions were completely different because of their belief in the hereafter. You might go to as far as you want to go when it comes to revenge and fulfilling one's desire and all kinds of things that is established in this life by many people. But a person would control himself and withhold himself for no reason but the fact that things are going to be shown in the Day of Judgment. And this is not the life that we fulfill our ultimate desires in it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala permitted certain things and forbade certain things for us. And what's forbidden is far less than what's permissible. But still, there is the struggle of controlling our desires. To only do what is permissible and to stay away from what is haram. And the way that would carries us, or the thing that would help us to be upon what is permissible, is to always think about the hereafter. To choose the rewards in the hereafter and not the rewards in this life, when it's either or. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, in condemning, in the context of بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَى, that you choose this worldly life in which the hereafter is better and it's forever. So that's why the day of resurrection or the hereafter has two qualities that is not present in this life. That it's better in quality than this life, which is the Jannah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prepared for the believers, and it's an everlasting one. And as something that all humanity would agree upon, every single intellectual person would agree upon this, that whoever choose the temporary one over the everlasting one, he has a deficiency in his intellect. So a deficiency in intellect if a person chooses the temporary life over the everlasting one. So this is a great benefit in believing in the hereafter. وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.